next round 0 matchup. Up on top, Knight versus Bland, Cheez versus Cole. We will count this down together. 3, 2, 1. Tetris! And here we go.
Yeah, we are underway. Again, this match at the bottom, as mentioned, it's going to be a pretty hot first encounter between these two. They have never faced off before.
Yeah, so Cheez, the innovator of rolling, just changing the world, changing the entire landscape of what we do, versus Cole Bucket, making a name for himself more than Blue Scooty's friend here in round 0.
Yeah, and of course last year, having a both players making the top 16 last year. They made it to Championship Sunday, and Cole, as you kind of mentioned, his old pal, well, young pal, I guess, his young pal Scooty, right? They ended up being the ones facing off, in what was honestly a really thrilling match.
Cheez with a T-spin setup, but opens it back up. I'm gonna have to do some burns to clear that back down. Boom, Tetris for Cole.
Yes, there we go. We are off to a nice start here for all our players. Some burns required on a couple of our boards here and there, but, overall looking pretty good right now. It is neck and neck and neck and neck.
Yeah, Bland with a bit of cleanup there, and is opting to go for the double cleanup there. Knight's board clean, and looking to Tetris here. Is Tetris ready?
Yeah, and of course, just kind of some, facts here about our players, right? Of course, on the bottom, the Cole Bucket, is going to, have some good numbers here, but of course, does tend to, this is something that will come into play later, of course, as we start to get to the 19 transition and start racing towards the 29, but, something that is worth noting here, certainly ends up topping out, before level 29 about a quarter of the time, right? So most of the time is making it there, but, it's worth noting that, you might, if you're Cheez, you might end up getting into a situation where, you're in a chase down before we even reach level 29, and, whether that, how Cheez handles that, I think could end up being a factor in how the match plays out.
Yeah, I've definitely got my eyes on the Cheez match, because taking a break from actual comp, it's like a wild card. You don't know how strong they're going to be, and if it's someone like the innovator of rolling, we could see a show.
Yeah, like, in spite of him not really playing as much, like he's still one of the best that has, ever done this, right? So it's, it's
Knight playing way up high. Gets it clear. Really love up long bar.
Oh, come on. Oh!
Having to take the triple off the top. The left side is wrecked.
Triple
Needs to
hangs.
clean on the right. Long bar, yes! Boom! Tetris for Knight. Survives that.
Oh, man, but he's not out of the woods yet, Chris. She has got to take a few more birds here. He's got to, still just a few rows off the top.
Nice manipulation there. Gets that line clear, but having to put weight on top of that hole there, no choice, really. The piece set given here not cooperating.
Yeah. Oh, no.
The right side might be fatal. It might be possible. The line clear might get it down into manageable. Right. Oh, hangs the long bar, and that's going to be a top out. 100,000 point chase down for Bland now. In great shape. Board clean. 3.5 Tetrises to go.
Man, that was really unfortunate. Like, I got the Tetris over and was thinking, like, okay, this is a much safer position, but ended up just not getting pieces where they needed to be, or didn't get what they needed. But either way, was not able to capitalize on that extra room there.
Yeah. Just when you think you survive, you have to make sure that your survival was not for naught. And now Bland just a little bit of a Tetris and change here to go.
Yeah, there we go. Just holding on for this bar, but guess what? It ain't coming. Finally does, though. There's the Tetris.
Tetris for Bland. Just a couple of line clears away now.
Yeah, man, it's just
set up for Tetris.
And there we go. There's the Tetris for Bland, and that is going to be a 1-0 advantage for Bland. GG's. But meanwhile, at the bottom, Chris, we got about a 5 Tetris lead here for Cole early on.
Yeah, Cole.
We're about 100 lines through.
Super strong game from Cole here, hot off that qualifying round.
Yeah, so again, we have the transition coming up at 130 lines here, so 25 lines to go. And Cole's going to look to just maintain this lead. And, something something I always find, Cole is a player in general, and I think, and you're going to see this even as we get into the 19 speed, but just the amount of adjustments, just how crazy the adjustments are that he makes.
That's right.
Right, are just so good. Like, he makes
it's a lot of fun to watch, even. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. And he makes it with the last possible second, and I think that's going to be really interesting to see all of that play out on level 19 as we start to get there into the next few lines.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the future of improvement is being able to make adjustments and make a playfield that accommodates for them. And a player that has a moveset that can take advantage of that. And we see that in Cole Bucket.
Yeah, and as they are about to transition at the bottom, of course, at the top, they are underway again. And, again, kind of surprising early top out that first game. As Knight ends up making it to 19 almost 95% of the time. So that is the 5% still happens. And that was, one of those scenarios, but it's still surprising when it does.
But yeah, we notice Knight building up super high on the left. And when the pieces don't come, if you're trying to play too efficiently, then you get into trouble.
Yeah, and of course, being a transition, we're there on the bottom. There's a Tetris Cheez going to level 20 at 402. So kind of an uncharacteristically low transition score for him, but that's going to allow Cole to build up about a 100,000-point lead. He's at 528 here as we are racing along here.
Yeah. So yeah, both players, 19 speeds. Cheez got that playfield cleaned back up, and it's clean. Has a bit of ground to have to catch up, but when you hit those 19 speeds, sometimes players improve their efficiency. With a little bit less time to think, they actually make less errors in some cases.
Yeah, and and it's interesting because a lot of the times, sometimes that's the case because people are warming up on level 29, and the 18 speed almost feels too slow, right? You start maybe overthinking some of the decisions, and 19 gives you less time to think, right?
If you play, too aggressively on 18, you got to respect the 18 and not get into those positions where you could potentially top out early.
Yeah, so of course on the bottom here, we are still racing along on the 19 speed. It is still Cole with about a 4 Tetris lead over Cheez. They've just been trading the Tetris back and forth, so no real, difference in efficiency on either side.
Cheez with another Tetris there.
Yeah, they're putting on a clinic, Chris. That's just so good to see. But of course, now Cheez going to have to take a couple safe burns here as the long bar comes in for the penalty. And there's a Tetris for Cheez. We'll get a 690 here. 778 is the score for the Cole Bucket. Add another one to go to 809. So certainly a hot game here on that side.
Missed rotation there for Cheez. Not too much to burn off. It's nice and safe still. But that'll allow Cole to pull ahead in the lead here. About 4.5 Tetrises now. And up on top, Knight pulling ahead into a lead. Looking to take back that game. I think we need to get a heart on the board for Knight there, or for Bland, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Cole missed the tuck there at the bottom. Meanwhile, Cheez at the top or at the top of his stack, rather. Right.
Yeah, Cheez wanting to dig back down to open that up. Opts to.
All right, there we go. There's the Tetris.
Yeah.
Go to 747. We are fast approaching level 29.
Now Cole is on 26, about to max. Has some burns to get to get that board clean. Probably not the best state to go into 29 at this point. But there's a mischief there. So the left side's gonna need a long bar. Gets it.
Yeah, Cole right now is having to take a few burns. This is a good opportunity for Cheez to try and catch up.
And Cheez's board looking great going into 29 here. Next Tetris will do it. And is Tetris ready? Covers it up. Okay. But covers it up again. Needs the right pieces to open it back up.
Yeah, there we go. Cheez gets to level 29.
Opens it up. Boom! Tetris for
Nice.
Cheez. 838. Cole about to max out here. Wants to get that board back open and takes a triple. 111,000 point lead for Cole. All right, let's see if the innovative rolling can survive here.
Yeah, certainly he's capable of it. Of course, he's a top 16 finisher in the last World Championships. Certainly he's got the chops here, but right now, had him misdrop to the square. Oh, no.
Okay, needs to get some burns.
Oh, didn't go as flat on the left. Oh, that interesting there.
Okay. No, mischief. And that's going to top out Cheez, and Cole's going to take the first round. But look at that drought.
Man, it is still going 40 pieces. And Cole survives just long enough and gets the max out city.
Gets the max out and takes that first round. But yeah, good performance for Cheez getting to the kill stream speed. Up on top, Knight maintaining the lead now. 2.5 Tetrises ahead. Now 2 Tetrises with Bland banging down another Tetris. We are neck and neck.
Yeah, this one certainly shaping up to be a lot better than the first game. You know, it was an unfortunate early top out, right? And again, a pretty rare occasion there.
Yeah, yeah, that was uncharacteristic, but
you know, happens to everyone.
Yeah,
right?
a much more even round here as we approach transition here. 69% Tetris rate for Bland, hey now, and 76 for Knight.
Yeah, definitely a much more efficient game as we are fast approaching 19, just a couple lines away.
T-spin setup. Knight makes it and hits the Tetris there.
Yeah, there we go. We're on 19 on Knight's side at 596. Added Tetris there for Bland, and now Bland is at 562. And off they run. We're on the 19 speed.
Knight now 2 Tetrises ahead. So, yeah, in a moment, just the lead can shift.
Yeah, meanwhile, we've begun game number 2 at the bottom. And they are, of course, just getting started here. And so far, so good. But not so good there for Bland. You can see that look there, man.
Yeah,
that tells all.
Cheez had a couple of misdrops too there, so just a little bit of burning to get back safe.
Oh, man. Oh, good rolls there from Bland. Just hanging on by a thread here, Chris. But, misdrop to J, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God.
That right side's deadly.
No!
And would only have been able to survive that, getting the long bar in to take that burn. But that's going to even up the set on top. So we are 1-1, Knight versus Bland.
And there you go. Knight striking back. And I think it's set for a big game 3 here as the momentum of that series hangs in the balance.
And Cheez getting through that dig up on top. A couple of mischiefs there were allows Cole to take a 4 Tetris lead. But now Cole with some junk on the board would really love to get some tucks in and clean that up.
Yeah, that was a nice double tuck there to be able to resolve that, right? I mean, it's something you see a lot more now with rolling. Like a lot of those at least on 18 are certainly dash possible, but you know, with rolling, it's a lot more prevalent.
Yeah. So yeah, Cole able to skillfully clean up the mess there, as if it didn't happen.
Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, it is about a 3 Tetris lead for Cole right now.
So yeah, Cheez was able to take advantage of that and get back within a couple of Tetrises.
Yeah, so Cheez right now is playing at a pretty low efficiency right now. I mean, this is what you call a suffer game. I think the first time we can say that this whole tournament. This is a suffer game for Cheez.
Yeah, just
you know, not necessarily. Yep, it sure is.
But you know, staying alive is important too, and like the last time, you know, you get into a position where try to actually get a chase down, and then you're fully in command at that point. It's on you if you top out.
Right. You know, and oddly enough, though, Chris, you know, with it being such a suffer right now, I mean, Cheez is only about a touch and a half behind. Now, obviously, there's a line discrepancy here, of course, you know, so Cheez with a little bit less time than Cole before he reached level 19 and, you know, level 29, should we get that far. But certainly, you know, real-time score is all that matters in the end. It's, you know, whether you're actually able to take advantage of the extra, you know, lines that you have.
Yeah, and, you know, both players being rollers, you get to the 29 speeds. Anything can happen at that point.
Oh, Knight at the top's in some trouble here.
That's flying close to the sun. We saw it happen before, but you know, we saw Knight get out of that bad situation before. Boom, Tetris for Knight. Exactly what was needed. High dirty Tetrises, and another one on the way. Boom, Tetris for Knight again. 82,000 into the lead now by almost a Tetris. And Bland also being able to get a dirty Tetris there to even it up. We are neck and neck up on top.
Yeah, looking really good here. You know, and again, you know, as we kind of mentioned, you know, Bland really looking to make a name for themselves here, right? Like,
absolutely.
You know, again, it's someone that has never been ranked on the premier poll, right? And honestly, just, you know, as far as, you know, CTWC is concerned, a largely unknown player. Of course, someone that, you know, I've seen quite a few times, you know, playing on, you know, the Tetris friendly shows you can catch here on Mondays and Fridays, you know, with yours truly and Kingsman, right? Mm-hmm. You know, certainly has played, you know, has played some pretty good matches there, you know, and has played up against, you know, some pretty strong players. But certainly in terms of like ranked play, you know, and, you know, with, you know, CTWC tournaments, not someone that we've seen around a lot. And, you know, being able to take a game early on, I think is certainly huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's a 1-1 set here. We don't know how this is going to turn out, but yeah, this is a very evenly matched game here. And Bland, yeah, with some great solves there. There's like a mini dig that happened a little bit back, and Bland just with some impressive piece placements to make that happen.
Yeah, there we go. Boom, Tetris Bland. Go to 207 here, 226 for Knight. That's our score at the top. Meanwhile, at the bottom, nice rooftop burn there from Cheez. Really nicely done, actually.
Yeah, but that was, Cheez getting a bit of a trouble here and there, every few moments, but then still able to solve it, clear it off, and stay in the game.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he is over 8 Tetrises behind, and that's gonna be really tough, to try and overcome that once we get onto the faster speeds, which are fast approaching for these two players.
Yeah, I'm seeing some misrotations and things like that. So if Cheez can work that out and kind of like troubleshoot and prevent that from happening further on, then we'll see that happen less often. But yeah, Cole taking full advantage, almost 200,000 points ahead.
Yeah, that's going to be certainly. And again, we talk about how difficult it might be for Cheez to chase it down. But of course, if you're on the flip side, if you're Cole, right, certainly trying to, kind of balance the aggression here, like still kind of just maintain the level of efficiency, but also, so you're not end up trying to lose ground or anything, but you're still, you're not flying too close to the sun either. There's would be a big balancing act here, I think, if you're Cole as well.
Yeah. Okay, so Cheez now in 19 speeds.
Yep, at 393. And again, another uncharacteristically low transition score, as Cole will get there at 582 with about a 5 Tetris lead.
Okay, Cheez board under control. Good position.
Yeah, and again, Cole with the line advantage as well is behind by about 4 to 8 lines at any given moment here.
Yeah,
so
whole level.
So this lead, in terms of pace, provided Cole's able to take advantage of the extra lines, it's actually larger than it appears. Really more like a 7 Tetris lead.
But check this out. Cheez is becoming more efficient here in the 19 speeds.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, that's what the best do, right? The best of the best can hang in there on the 19 and really push the tempo here. And Cheez is doing just that. There's the Tetris again. Go to 551.
No, it's like a complete transformation, just completely accurate now.
Yeah, and here we go. Cheez trying to
Tetris after Tetris, another one. Yeah, and
so
reduce the deficit by almost 100,000.
Yeah, this is a big game here for Cheez too, right? Again, kind of wanting this to, obviously doesn't need this to stay alive, but certainly would love to have this one just that way, we're not looking at a, reverse sweep, right, being the only avenue to victory here.
Yeah.
So definitely a pretty big one here for Cheez. Has got to try and bring this back. But again, it's only about 4 Tetris difference now. We were looking at like 8 before, right, when we got to transition. But now
after transition, Cheez has not made any burns. It's been Tetris after Tetris. And, yeah, perfect tuck there. Exactly what Cheez needs to catch up.
Yeah, and again, that 29 really coming in play as well as we start to get closer to that. We're on level 25 for Cheez, 24
and maybe
for Cole.
we've understated, but Cole has been playing such an efficient game. Cheez being so far behind, that's because Cole has not let up one bit this entire round.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the top, we got transitions going on here. We got 468 for Knight, added Tetris Bland. We'll get there at 608, a nice strong transition into 19 there.
Cole, 938 at level 25. This is going to be an early max. Perfect placements there. Clean board.
Yeah, and Cheez right now is just trying to, oh man,
wow,
is he going to set this up? Oh,
boom,
no,
Tetris for Cole.
Yeah.
Cole saw that. One of those adjustments that we were talking about there, turned, made a rooftop burn and then got a Tetris right after that. Just able to, make that sequence work. Boom, Tetris for Cole, max out.
There we go.
Yeah, 27.
And I often find myself wondering, like, man, how do you even see that?
Yeah, no, that was amazing. Okay, Cheez now on the precipice of level 29 here. Wants to keep this nice stack here, yet maintain aggression. Boom, Tetris for Cheez.
Yeah, meanwhile, up at the top, as we are about to reach 29 at the bottom, up at the top, we're at level 22.
Okay, Cheez kill screen speed. And has managed to reduce the deficit to 3 Tetrises now. So, but just Cole's efficiency, any other opponent practically, this would have been a massive catch-up from Cheez. But Cole has been able to maintain the aggression and stave off the comeback here. But Cheese's performance after the 19 transition, phenomenal here.
Yeah, it's been incredible to watch. And now we are on level 31 at his side, still over 100,000 points behind, about 125,000 points.
And only because Cole's basically been super, super aggressive and not let up one bit.
Yeah, and that was something we talked about on the 18. Like, how is he going to handle the post-transition knowing he's so far ahead? And he shows full aggression, and so far it's paying off.
Not letting up one bit, not letting Cheese make the comeback. But not able to make the Tetris, and Cheese is going to top out. Cole still in the lead, takes the round, is up 2-0.
Yeah, Cheese's tournament life now on the line with that one. But as always, no time to waste because we got another one about to hit 29
Yeah,
up
and
the top.
up on top, Knight has overtaken Bland in the lead now by at least a couple of Tetrises.
Yeah, and there we go. Bland, yep, going for that nice flat burn with the J.
Ooh, some misshifting there for Bland.
Yeah, and I've
would love to get this board under control before 29.
Yeah, I've been noticing a bit of just some misdrops, even like right as they got into 19, right? I noticed a few misdrops like that, but certainly he's been able to hang in there. Now he's got the board back down to a
took the dirty triple, and yeah, the board's looking good again. But Knight taking full advantage.
Yeah, Knight
hits
with
the max out.
There we go. We're at 900K here for Bland. As Knight is going to look to maintain this lead. We have 29 coming up in just a few
29's
lines.
coming, and Knight's board not in great shape. Bland's board much better. So Knight wanting to get this under control in time for kill screen speed. Here it is.
Yeah, it's about the best they could have done there.
Oh, misrotation. Is able to clear off one line, but up so high. Gets a dirty triple. Excellent.
Oh, my gosh.
Got the square.
And now Bland's on 29 as well. Way up high.
Wow, both players.
Gets it over. Oh, my God.
Boom, Tetris for Bland.
And another one.
Wow.
Gonna
Another
take
Tetris
the
for
lead.
Bland. And another Tetris for Bland. That was a huge scoring run there for Bland.
Man.
3 Tetrises in a row.
Man, Bland is on fire right now, Chris.
Yeah, making that name. Knight with a clutch triple up near the top of the screen.
A few misdrops for Bland. He's only got a 1 Tetris lead. They're going to top out.
Knight with less than a Tetris to make to catch up and take the momentum away here. What a round so far, though. Okay, so chase down situation, 26,000 points. Can line this out. Yeah. And we have not seen many successful chase downs here on CT1. Could this be the one?
It sure could be. Ooh. Had a hang on the left side.
Oh, that left side.
This is
critical. No, the hang.
Oh, my goodness. They
does not get the chase down. What is going on in CT1? Another near miss chase down. And Bland's going to take that one.
Yeah,
now up 2-1.
Man. Seriously, as you were starting to say, I was just thinking, like, man, we haven't had
what's going on?
Yeah, like, and yeah, that was definitely manageable. Just missed the 5-tap. But again, it's a testament to how difficult that is to hit that with any amount of consistency at that speed.
It's just heartbreaking. We just keep seeing it over and over again, and I'm just like, don't get into the chase down situation on CT1.
Yeah, man, you're gonna kick us out of here, man. All right, word.
I don't know if I could take much more of this. It's just like the not like this.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, at the bottom here, they're rocking and rolling here as we are about 40 lines through, and it's about a 1 Tetris lead for Cheez. And again, he's on his last life here. Needs this one to stay in it.
Yeah. So work out those rotations and see less mistakes leading up. The thing is, Cheez had such a massive comeback in terms of pace. The pace comeback on that was incredible. But Cole, massive aggression, just not letting up one bit. That's how you win a CTWC.
Yeah, it really is. And of course, there we go, surviving a drop there. There's the Tetris. And yeah, it's just hanging in there, right? Staying within a Tetris. As they're now tied up.
Yep, completely. 61 lines in, 0-point differential. Neck and neck.
Yeah.
The crowd still loves neck and neck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Bidwell.
Oh, yeah. And I guess they're still prepping up on top.
Yeah, so getting ready for that match, of course, on the bottom. Again, it's, we said at the beginning this was going to be a pretty hot first encounter, and man, boy, has it been.
It's just, yeah, every round, no matter what the circumstances, it's just off the charts excitement here at CTWC 2025. What an honor it is to be a part of this.
Right, yeah, seriously, man. Yeah, it's really crazy.
Yeah, I looked on the schedule
ride.
and I'm like, I don't usually commentate round 0, but,
right.
Our just the boards, just the entire player field is so good
it's
now.
so good that like every match is
What
worth
match
watching.
is bad?
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Watch every single match. I can't wait, for the the highlight reels from Game Scout.
Oh, yeah.
And like the intro episodes from Sharky.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Here's CTWC episode 1. Check out this match.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to watch some of the ones that are going on over on CT too. So
exactly.
A little plug here, right?
We're missing out on hot matches elsewhere, but you know.
No, I heard some pop-offs earlier. Oh, we were calling some stuff. I don't know what was going on, but make sure to have that open. Again, Classic Tetris 2 on Twitch, or if you're on YouTube, CTWC Archives. Make sure you have that open in another tab.
Yeah.
See all the action.
That's right. We say more Tetris than we handle, but you'll find a way to handle it. It's worth handling.
Absolutely. Of course, right now, these two handling these pieces pretty well.
Yep.
As we are about 100 lines through, approaching the transition here. Cheez with the lead, 1.82 Tetris ahead. So 480.
Finally some great pace out of Cheez early on. No big digs.
Yeah, no. Well, as soon as you say that, of course, this board not looking too hot.
Not too bad. I mean, get the long bar in there, and okay, there we go.
There we go.
Be Tetris ready.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Yeah,
there.
boom, Tetris for Cheez. 5:08, and in the lead for the first time pretty much all match. And if Cheez can get the kind of pace post 19, which is fast approaching, we could see a comeback in the round in general in points. And that's what Cheez needs to stay in the match. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and again, like we said, this is last life here. He's gotta just hang in there. He's really gotta make Cole work for it, and he sure did the last.
Oh,
game.
that last game, yeah. Well, Cole left nothing on the table. Like, how do you even compete with that?
Yeah.
That kind of efficiency.
So here we go. This is a more typical transition here for Cheez at 6:01.
Yep. Here
Cole
we go.
Right behind him here at 5:77 with 1 line left.
This is what you want to have. Like, if you haven't had that great game yet, this is a great game from Cheez
this
right
is the
here.
Time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And up on top, we've finally gotten underway, neck and neck, early on, as we start. Knight having to win this round to stay in the match.
Yeah, so it's our players on the right here this time around, really setting the tone so far. But of course, the players on the left, I think will have something to say about that, as Cheez has about a 40,000 point lead right now. We're on level 20 at Tetris for him. He will go to 703. So yeah, really hot game.
And sometimes you see the players not get their full momentum until halfway through. And last game, Cheez just turning it on, finally, getting that momentum after the level 19, and is continuing to do so here in this third game between Cheez and Cole.
Yeah, it's about to happen. And we saw it with Doge in that match with Naui as well. Like, really started to turn on another gear once he was on the brink of elimination. So certainly a case of that happening here as well.
Yeah, and Cole with some traffic on the board, he's going to have to dig here. This is Cheez's chance to extend the lead now. Is Tetris ready? Boom, Tetris for Cheez. 796, 5 Tetris ahead, completely reversing the complexion of the match here.
Yeah, Cole's got to try to get out of this decently quick to try and stay in it again. He's got some good 29. They both do.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You obviously do not want to be put in a position where you have to play from behind on 29. It's already stressful enough playing on that speed.
No, I'm already feeling like the momentum shift here. Cheez, probably in the best position to start a reverse sweep if that's possible here. But yeah, Cole being so strong last round, what will we see happen once the level 29 hits? Oh, she's now misshifting, not getting that tuck in. Should be able to recover though. Yep, gets the flat long bar.
Burn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. Good TP style left side. So Cheez trying to get out of this quick. Cole already starting to capitalize on this bird sequence here. Is less than 2 Tetrises behind now. 840 to 899.
Yeah, Cole turning it on again, because that last round just completely efficient. So we know what Cole is capable of.
Yeah, and Cheez is just, it's not a fun dig for Cheez right now, but is almost out of it.
Yeah, it got really jagged there.
As we are again fast approaching level 29.
Oh, nice adjustment
Nice.
from Cheez.
All
It's
right.
getting on the verge of maxing out here. 955. Has had to cover up the well there. Okay, LJ solves that. And is Tetris ready? And boom, Tetris for Cheez. Oh, almost a max out.
Cole on that left side, though. Gets that long bar over. This is getting tight here
Yeah.
up the top.
Yeah, Cole is approaching 29 and is high up on the board. He's still got holes in the stack. Wants to get this under control. Does get the triple. That's going to help massively. But a level to give. Wants to really get that well back open and not be in a bad position. Okay, Cheez hitting level 29 speed. Here we go. 5 Tetrises ahead.
Yeah, if you're Cheez, this is exactly the kind of game you were looking for. Now he's starting to cook here.
Oh,
Cole.
Cole.
Oh, man.
Okay, finally gets it back. Oh, but
Gets
just
it.
in the nick of time. Gets that Tetris into 29 speed. Has not maxed out yet. Does get a triple there. Wants to get the board back under control. Gets a dirty triple again.
Man, he is so locked in, Chris. This one is going to come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Like, Cheez has got a pretty healthy lead, but I could see Cole coming back here. There's another Tetris at level 30.
Wow, yeah, Cole really turning it on in the post-29 speed here.
Oh, man. Oh, Cole starting to spiral out of control a little bit. As
Cheez.
Bland has his ball at the top.
Oh,
at
geez,
430.
Bland had an early top out, and now finally with a potential for a chase down here is Knight.
As
Less than a
Cheez
touch
will
behind.
take the round at the bottom.
Yeah.
It is now 2-1.
So Cheez on the board now, staying in this tournament with a great performance there. Yeah, we saw that momentum shift last game where after 19, just Cheez banging down the Tetrises, and that continued into this round. Cole now having to stop that momentum shift.
We were kind of talking earlier about the Premier Poll rankings, right, and how Bland, being an unranked player, conversely, conversely, their opponent Knight, ranked number 17 currently out of the 25 players that make it on there, and had a peak of ranked 13. So
Wow.
certainly, the fact that that's kind of a testament to how much Knight has improved over the last year, even really the last 6 months.
For a Premier Poll where you have all the super known superstars. Yeah, that's super impressive.
Yeah, it really is. And then, of course, on our bottom, right, our bottom match, which has been a pretty hot one, too. Cole is currently ranked number 8, right? And that's his peak, right? This is the highest that he has been ranked in the Premier Poll. So certainly he's in prime form right now.
Yeah.
Right? And, of course, conversely, Cheez, was ranked a few times last year, but again, hasn't played a lot as of late.
Yeah, the
since
wild card. I
last
mean, to
CTWC.
even be able to hang with Cole at
Yeah.
Cole's highest power level is like insane.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
Yeah, Cheez delivering on that wild card, and now with the momentum here, trying to get a reverse sweep going.
Yeah, we shall see if that plays out. I mean, again, Cheez certainly was looking good that last game.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely working out the kinks and getting to become have a cleaner game, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah, and of course, speaking of cleaner games, Bland looking to have a cleaner game here as they are in a bit of a burn sequence right now. Yeah, and honestly, the 29 play, wasn't the last game, but the game before that from Bland. I mean, that was some crazy 29 play. Just the look on their face, too.
Yeah,
Just so dialed in, man. It was,
And yeah, I think back to just like totally possible chase down, but
Yeah.
we just have not seen one here yet today.
Right.
And, yeah, it's taking an emotional toll on me as a organism on planet Earth. just so stressful.
yeah. So, hey, who knows? It all takes is one to open those floodgates, right? So.
Yeah. Okay, clean board for Cole. 100,000-point lead. Boom, Tetris for Cole. So getting that early lead again. 5 Tetrises ahead at one point. I mean, Cole's definitely capable of those super aggressive games where it's just like Tetris after 94%. Like, here we are 50 lines in. So it's going to be one of those, and Cheez is going to have to up to play as well as the last game in order to stay in this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Cheez is just really making him work for it. And I mean, but that's the caliber of players that you get at the World Championship, right? Not necessarily players you're going to see every month in and month out on CTM or in the Classic Tetris League and all that sort of stuff. Players that, like Cheez that haven't really been around in a while, right? And, since the last one, but still, I mean, it's not like they don't play, they definitely still
Oh, yeah. No, that
practice
last
and,
game was impressive. And, yeah, to even be able to take one off Cole like that, And now Cole back with the super aggressive play. And so this game, like just the 2 games ago from Cole and this one now, he's got to put the entire field on notice. Because look at that efficiency, 84%, Tetris after Tetris.
Yeah, and we are in the second half of the 18 portion of play, so we're halfway to the transition as well. So yeah, the fact that he's been able to maintain that level of efficiency for as long as he has,
yeah,
it's impressive.
It's continuing.
Meanwhile at the top we got a quarter Tetris difference.
Yep, neck and
between our
neck.
two players. Yeah, very neck and neck. And they've been, both of our players, Knight and Bland, been keeping things pretty clean here as well. You know, and again, this one looking like it could be a pretty thrilling finish.
Yep, it's a decider, and those are always exciting, and we know that they can take each other to the end.
Yeah, it's one of those situations you really don't want to leave anything on the table, right? Just really, and I think it's a situation where you could expect to see, some safer play as well, knowing like, okay, if I lose this game, it's over.
They both gave the gift. So how this plays out, it's like you don't want to have that regret later on.
Yeah, just make sure you leave it all out there. And right now, this lead has been going back and forth. Knight going to take it right there, but it's really,
it's a close game here. This is they know what's on the line. Don't want an early top out at this stage, and looks like they're going to be well on their way to transition here.
Yeah, certainly. All 4 of our boards getting close there. Knight.
And Knight playing really aggressive. Gets kind of a Vitz there.
Sort of, yeah.
Kind of Vitz. Can get a tuck and keep it clean.
Oh, man, the T came a piece too late there.
Didn't get the spin.
Didn't get the spin with the S either. Missed it. Man, it's almost like you kind of think about it too much. Like, okay, I need to hit this S spin, and the timing for that is, the timing for that can be pretty difficult.
It can be, but they're still neck and neck somehow. But they're Bland way up high. Wants that long bar, gets it. Boom, Tetris for Bland. 4-14.
Oh, Cheez in trouble. Knight in trouble.
Multiple
players
pieces.
in trouble.
Needs better pieces. Come on, Cheez.
Cheez doesn't get it.
Cole is going to take the round in the match. Cheez with the early top out, playing too close to the sun there.
Wow, what in the world? There you go. High drama as always, Chris. And yeah, it is the 2013 Cole advancing over the innovator of rolling to the next round.
Yeah, what a story. And then Cole, that performance is going to put the entire field on notice.
Oh, absolutely.
Just that super aggressive play and that efficiency.
Man, something going on
happened
over there.
Something happened. The party on CT2, if you're not tuned in.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened, but I'm going to watch the VOD like tonight or something. But wow.
Yeah, oh my God.
Something worth screaming about for sure.
We have transitioned it here between Knight and Bland, Chris. It is a 25,000 point lead for Bland.
This is going to be a close one. Here we go. Into the 19 speeds. As we get our cameras centered again. Yes.
Nice.
We are back.
Yeah, you got to shout out our production
1v1.
crew. Those guys have been really doing good work this time around. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, got us a 1v1 view here.
Yeah, and here we go. It is still just a 1 Tetris difference. Though, worth noting, Bland is ahead by about 4 lines at any given moment, so might be something to consider as we start getting closer to level 29.
Yeah,
he's got more lines left to go before the end of the game.
It's a pretty much neck and neck, not the true score lead. So, yeah, it is really close.
Here we go. You have some burns required on both sides. Again, this is the 19 speed here. We got one more game. This is our final game of this series.
Yeah, you can see them managing that risk, making sure that, they have to take some burns here and there, but they're not stacking up super high like they were before.
Yeah, oh man, these squares coming in.
Oh, geez.
Not good for Bland right now. Now Knight encountering that burst.
Rain and squares there. Boom, Tetris for Knight. 688. And yeah, answering back is Bland, neck and neck.
Yeah, again, just a few levels left to go before we reach the level 29, the second transition here.
Yeah. And as we saw, yeah, you definitely want to get those boards back into shape. We had that situation where it's just like stacked up too high near the kill screen, and it will kill you.
Yeah, and certainly having the lead going into 29 has been huge here, at least in terms of CT1. That's been a very big advantage for anybody going into level 29.
Knight's out of our Tetris. Boom, Tetris for Knight. Extending the lead now to 2 Tetrises, almost 3.
Yeah, and of course we are just a couple levels away now from level 29. Knight has opened up over 100,000 point lead over Bland.
Yeah, really getting that efficiency here where the points count. Missed shift for Bland. Not happy about that. but is able to get the board back under control. Knight looking a bit jagged.
Yeah, Bland getting this back down to safety in the meantime. It just needs one more burn to reopen it. There we go. And now it's set up. It's back by about 4 Tetrises. And yeah, nice talk. Yep. And there we go. Oh, there's a Tetris for Bland.
Okay, both players clean. They're feeling like the home stretch here. They're really wanting to get their points here where they matter. Tetris is being worth more, closer to 29.
That they are. They're, like I said, having that advantage going into it is going to be huge for either player.
Knight stacking up really high and not with a clean board either. This is precarious. You want to get it down in time for 29, and Knight does.
Yeah, there we go. 1 line left. Knight will burn in at 975.
And back down to the bottom. Okay, Bland now at 29 speed. Not the best board shape. Wants to get this under control right away.
Oh, man.
Left side. Oh,
no,
misses a shift. And Knight is in the lead. Bland's not going to be able to survive that. Knight is going to take that round and the match. And the decider has been decided.
Wow. What a way to finish. What a match. But, of course, Bland really making a name for themselves here in this one. You know, putting on an absolute clinic. That was hard fought to the end, and wow, what a finish.
Yeah, that was amazing. Just the level of play and